Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be kind of a fun one. We're going to be setting up my Pression's daily planner to be an Animal Crossing planner. Yes, because I am one of those people. I'm not saying that it's completely out of control, but it's completely out of control. So we are going to set up the month of, I'm starting this like mid-May, so it's going to be like the last half of May, beginning half of June, setting up that monthly spread, the monthly dashboard page, and then just kind of setting up like an example, like the first week and maybe like the first day page, maybe 2 day pages, and then like all the trackers and stuff that I have in the back. All right, so without further ado, grab yourself a snack. I have a feeling this is going to be a long one. Let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just writing in my island name on the first page. My island is called Quarantine. I made it while I was in self-isolation for 30 days from work, and it was just what came to me. I wanted to do something plague related. I did the spacing a little bit off, so I did end up drawing the leaf next to it to kind of even it out a little bit. Okay, so for the monthly page, because it's kind of in the middle of May when I'm filming this, I'm going to do half May, half June, because I do want to take up as much space as possible in the planner, because it is only a 90-day planner. So I'm just going to really quickly write in the dates, starting from May 10th to June 20th, I believe. And yeah, I'm going to see how this works out. The next month I might just do full June. I'm not sure, but I really want to get all the 90 days that I can in here. The other thing too is because this planner is so small and my eyesight is so bad, you will see my head pop in and out of frame just because I'm leaning over to see, and I am sorry about that. That's one of the reasons why I did decide to do a voiceover with this one. That and because I filmed this for like an hour. It took me a full hour to set it up. But now that once the dates are in it, I am going to go in with a highlighter to kind of set them apart, put some color back in. I chose pink for May and green for June, but I am going to hold off doing everything else until the ink dries a little bit. So on this page, this is the monthly dashboard, and I do have some post-it notes put down where I kind of want to do things. So I have birthdays and tourneys, and like other just monthly events are going to be in the big box. The other sidebars, like those checklists, are going to be my wish list for DIYs and items. Monthly tasks are going to be like different island projects and things I want to get done in the month. Weekly tasks are, I could only think of like buying and selling turnips, but then I realized that the KK Slider concert also is a weekly task that I added in after I got done filming. And then my daily habits are going to be a little redundant because I'm also putting them on the daily pages as well. But those are just going to be stuff that I want to get done every day. It's like checking the turnip prices, finding all 4 fossils, talking to all the villagers, that kind of thing. If you guys have any ideas on different DIYs and items that I should look out for, please let me know. I am just getting so sick of seeing the bamboo noodle slide. Like, that's the only thing that villagers are giving me, and I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, so this is back to the daily habits. I don't know how much I'm going to use this tracker on this page because I am tracking it on the daily pages, and you'll see that later on. But I do like having it all in one place, and I can kind of see how it's working and if I'm following it correctly. So now we're moving on to the weekly spread. So I am filming this on a Wednesday, so Monday and Tuesday aren't going to be quite filled out the way they should be because I can't quite remember what happened Monday and Tuesday. But what I'm doing is I'm going to separate the pages into a couple different sections. So that way I can write down the turnip prices for morning and night, and also track the weather, because it always seems to be raining on my island and I don't know if I'm crazy or not. So I really want to keep track of the weather. And then the blank space is going to be for stuff that happened that day. So any visitors like Flick or Sahara or Kicks or that kind of thing, or on Saturday for the KK concert. This side of the spread does get a little bit busy looking as I'm filling it out. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is taking a highlighter and highlighting the names of the days, like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, so that they stand out a little bit more and it's not just so much black and white on a spread. Because yeah, it just looks a little bit busy. And now that as I'm filling out Saturday, Sunday's going to look slightly different, because on Sundays you don't sell turnips. So I'm just going to have a space for the buying price for that. So then we're going to move on to, yeah, I just really quickly filled in my prices for Wednesday because I already knew them. And then I'm going to go over to the today's spread, and I fill it out for Wednesday. I'm not going to end up doing it for Monday and Tuesday. So what I'm going to just quickly do is write in my full to-do list. So that's going to be getting those 4 fossils, hitting the rocks, checking the special goods at the kiosk, checking the turnip prices for AM and PM, talking to all the villagers, finding the money tree, message bottle. I always talk to Sable. I already have the sewing machine and like the patterns from her, but I love her so much. She's one of my favorite characters, so I always make a point to talk to her, checking the recycling bin, and also just going into Able Sisters and Nook's Cranny and seeing the wares. So this is me just going back to making sure that I didn't miss anything on this list. I did end up forgetting to write watering the flowers, but that's okay. The big box I'm going to keep open for stuff that happened that day, like who was visiting or other like happenings and news. And then the tomorrow box I'm actually using to write down what I ordered from the kiosk, because that does get mailed the next day. And I did end up ordering 5 books on Wednesday because I'm trying to build another bookshelf to finish my outdoor library. Oh yeah, Flick did visit, and I ended up making like 100,000 bells from him because I've been saving so much. My friend, when he was at her island the other day, made over 1 million just because it had been a month. So now in the very back, we're going to get into the trackers. So I printed these off from Mother, Me, and I, and which was really great. I think for like the bugs, the fossils, and the fish, all the printables were $5, and then I just cut them down to size. I couldn't find my glue stick anywhere, so I am just using double-sided tape. Once I find my glue stick, I'll probably make them a little bit more permanent. But I don't know, because when I move out of this planner at the end of 90 days, I think it would be easier to pull up the tape and put these into the new planner rather than print them off again and have to mark everything off on the new ones, if that makes any sense. Like right now, I'm currently only missing 2 fossils, and I would just hate to have to print these off again and mark everything, save 2 fossils. come 3 months. I'm really hoping that in 3 months I'm not missing two fossils, but we'll have to see. What she didn't have as a printable, which I completely forgot about, are the pieces of art from Red. So I need to figure out how I want to track those because I definitely did not even think about it when I was filling this out. And now I don't know if I have any room. Um, but I do want to keep track of that. I think I might leave it. I have the app, like I have the travel guide on my phone where you can mark it off, and I think I might just save the art on the app. I really want like a physical copy of it though, so I'm not quite sure. If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments below what you're doing. Because yeah, I'm kind of at a loss for that one. So I'd already marked off like the bugs on the list because I was an eager beaver and wanted to get it done. But I'm not going to mark off the rest of the checklist until I'm off camera. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all that. Like I said, like I already have almost all of the fossils, and I think I have all the fish that I can have right now. I'm not sure, but I'm going to go through that separately. So I was just double checking to see how much thickness those pages added because it is a hardbound and I'm used to more of a coil bound where you can add stuff to the pages, but it's fine. And if anything, it just makes it easier to turn to those pages. Um, Something that I also didn't get was a printable for the flowers. So I'm going to go in and write in the different flowers and the different colors. I originally thought that like most of the flowers, save like roses, only had 5 different color variants, and I was wrong. I was completely wrong on that aspect. So I'm not incredibly happy with how the flower spreads turned out, but it is what it is. Um, and I was just kind of like trying to find the spreadsheet with all the different flowers on it. So I do start with cosmos and then I write the different colors down in the actual check boxes. It's kind of hard to pick up on camera, but there are little pink check marks next to them, and I'm just going to check off the colors as I breed them, I guess. I'm not going to write down the different formulas or anything, just because I'm not going to reference them in the planner, and it's just easier for me to look up on my phone. So for the sidebar, I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to do it on these pages. I might just end up drawing the flowers in and coloring in with their respective colors. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's how it's going to go. So for the most part, I already have most, if not all, the colors of each flower, save for like the blacks and the purples and like the blues. Because I do have a rainbow path that I designed on my island with 1 row of each, and that's pretty much where I look to see what I'm missing. Because truth be told, I don't think orange hyacinthus, the, you know, the tall ones, I don't think they exist. I've been trying to breed an orange one since the beginning of the game, and I just haven't had it. However, windflowers are absolutely my favorite, and the white ones are all over my island. Save for the rainbow path, I have very specific color schemes for different parts of my island, but the white windflowers show up everywhere. I want to know what you guys are doing with your flowers on your islands. Please leave me some ideas below. Like, do you have a breeding ground? Do you just throw them wherever? How many do you have? Because I also like got the flower planter achievement instantly because I was just planting so many flowers. But now that we're on the blank spread, this is where I'm going to write in the information for my different villagers. I am just going to write in the information for the villagers that I currently have, and then when I have more move in, I'll add them. There's a couple that I'm writing first, and those are the ones that I refuse to let leave. Like Cherry is my absolute favorite villager. She is my favorite character, like, ever. She is so sweet. I love her so much, and she's not allowed to leave my island whatsoever. So I am putting a star next to the villagers who are living on my island because I was going to add the villagers that I want, but I decided against that. So the star means that they are a resident, and then I'm going to put like some kind of arrow or X or something down next to their name if they ever move out, which most of my villagers I'm ready to move out. Cherry, Marcel, and Wolfgang can all stay. Like those three are like on my top 10, but everybody else, they're nice placeholders. There's nobody that I'm really actively trying to get rid of at this point. It took me a month to get rid of Ed. Ed was like the one that I could not stand and I wanted him gone. And he was my first camper, so I had to have him on my island, and I was really, really upset. And it took a month to finally get him to leave, because finally Kid Cat showed up at my campsite and I was able to convince him to stay. In the sidebar next to the different villagers, I think I'm going to print out pictures of them to bring some light to these spreads. I just haven't had a chance to do it yet. I want to get some better quality paper instead of just the printer paper that I do have. But that will be added on at some point, as well as the villagers as they come in. I have amiibo cards for Apollo and Goldie should arrive this weekend, and immediately I'm gonna have 2 of these villagers move out so I can move them in. Something that I should probably mention is the information that I'm writing down for these characters. So I do have their birthday, their personality type, their hobby, their style, and then their like move in, move out dates. A lot of them I don't remember exactly. Goose and Diva were both my original villagers. They started the island with me, and I love Goose. Goose is great. He's been getting on my nerves a little bit because he keeps giving me like really terrible DIYs. And Diva, I'm not the biggest fan of. Diva, when those amiibo cards come in, I'll probably try to figure out how I can get it to be her that leaves. But so far, everybody's fine. I'm really looking forward to having like my dream team villagers. Alice is the last villager that I'm going to fill in here, and then after I do that, then I am done setting this up. It took a lot longer than I thought it would, but I had a really fun time doing it. I need to figure out how I'm going to add the artwork to it, but overall, this planner works out really nicely for this kind of tracking and this kind of video game. So I am going back and highlighting May and June now that the ink is dry. And I'm going to put in a couple of stickers for this week of like a meteor shower that I had on Sunday and Celeste visiting Monday. But that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope that you had fun. I hope this gave you guys some ideas on whether or not you're like tracking anything for Animal Crossing. I highly suggest having a physical planner for it. I think it really just makes it fun and easier to do But by all means, if you guys have the apps, then stick to the apps. I'm not going to sway you either way, but thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!